this is the first time this happened like this. As soon as you were acquired, we got inundated with tweets saying, like, you got to get Cutch on R2C2. You got to get Cutch on R2C2 man. Everybody was excited for that.
Oh, yeah.
So, no pressure or anything, living up to the hype.
He's just talk.
How you settling in here?
Man, it's good. We, we're in the city. It's nice. We found like a little 1 month lease, and we're like, all right, let's jump on that. So it's nice, man. It's good. I like it because we got, I got my little kid. He's 9 months old, so he's a busybody. So we're able to walk around and, every single day walk around, the city and just walk in. So that you waste a lot of time doing that. So,
but that's a big thing, like being able to settle in, though, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like having your family here and like it just helps you. You know what I'm saying?
Because I flew when we came in, we got in late. That night. Yeah, from Minnesota. I was like, man, I was going into my place. And,
never seen it.
Don't know exactly where it's at because I don't know the city like that. So, I'm like, man, I hope this place is nice. And my wife wasn't there yet, so I was going in first. So I'm like, all right. So we started riding around, and I'm like, okay, we get to one place. Like, oh yeah, okay, I know this area. Then we started going. I'm like, all right, where we going? And so I was like, it wasn't where I expected. And then we finally pulled in, and I got out, and I was like, all right, well, we'll see how it is. And I got out, like, oh, this
and
this
then
not
it
bad.
depends on who set it up or who gets the backlash of it.
Oh, yeah.
If your wife set it up and it was nasty, then it's her fault.
Right? So we got in. It's nice though. It's nice.
That's good.
It's got to be crazy for you though, because you're a longtime Pittsburgh Pirate, right? Like, I mean, you're Mr. Pirate for so long. And now you've been dealt twice in a year to two different franchises that have big expectations, really embedded fan bases. So it's good because you're not being sent to cities we won't name. You're going to big-time baseball places, right? But this whole year has had to be just a totally different experience for you compared to what you had in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, but it's at the same time, like, I look at it as a it's a good thing. It's a cool thing because it's not something that's always going to happen in your career. So I'm at that point in my career where, at the end of my deal, so, I get traded and then I go to San Francisco, and then that was an experience for me, and I got adjusted and everything. It was like, man, this is kind of a cool experience. And then I come here and I'm like, man, I looked at my wife, I'm like, as crazy as this is, I was like, this is kind of cool, So like we like said, I was like, yeah, this is cool, like, who would have ever thought we'd be on the Yankees, So like we started, talking about it, and we're getting each other all hyped up, but that's the way we look at it, It's a whirlwind, but it's fun because it's not always going to happen like that. So, and you went to two great franchises, and then now I'm in a position where we can win it all. So I'm excited about it.
That's always the goal, too, being able to have a chance to win it all. And I mean, did you ever think that you was going to leave Pittsburgh though, or?
No. I honestly, when I signed my deal, I was like, I don't think I'll ever leave. If things go the way I want them to go, then I probably will never leave. Then we started to win a little bit, and I was like, this is it. And then we kind of backtracked a little bit. And I was like, oh well. I don't know what's going to happen. So, and then I was like, man, it just, you know how it is. You see, man, you think you're going to be somewhere, and because you see people in the past, and then things start to change a little bit, and you rarely ever see it now. Guys being on one team their whole career, you rarely see it, So, that's I had to start to look at it that way.
If the two people I thought would stay and wherever they was going to be was you in Pittsburgh and Pujols in St. Louis.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So for you two to be like playing somewhere different, mean like nobody's staying in one spot.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It ain't never happening.
No one's safe. No one's safe.
Right. The Jeter days are over,
They
man.
keep talking about Trout. Like he won't.
He'll
be
go
in.
someplace else.
Somewhere.
Right?
Yeah.
It's just that's the trend. That's just the way it is.
That's the nature of the beast these days.
Look at Longoria. With the Rays for he's gone too. So. That's just the way it goes.
I was so happy he got traded.
This dude wore him out, man.
He killed me. I got that news. I was so happy. He was like, we signed a free agent.
Celebrated that move, man.
He wouldn't talk about you specifically, but we'll be watching like a Yankees game, and he'd be like, dang. Miss playing.
Missed him. double homer.
You just flick it out there to right field, man. Watch it fly.
Yeah.
You know, you come here and you're going into, you're like, all right, I know I have a month left of the regular season, right? Hopefully you have a month then of postseason baseball.
Mm-hmm.
You've been traded at the deadline before to Milwaukee. Is it hard to get, like, to immediately feel connected to a team that you're popping into and feel like, oh, this is my squad, and not just feel like an individual hired gun? Like, can you feel like part of the team quickly?
I think so. I think it depends on the clubhouse. I think it depends on the guys in there. You know what I'm saying? And obviously him coming in, you know, MVP and everybody, you know, guys want to learn from him. Hicksy wants to learn. So, yeah, you feel he right in. You know what I'm saying? Like me, when I got traded to Milwaukee, those guys were so cool. And as soon as I walked in the first day, I felt like I've been there 10 years. So you just feel right a part of it, and it gives you like a re-hunger. You know what I mean? Like you get re-energized about playing baseball, just coming to the park every day.
Yeah,
it's something new.
It's true. Yeah, I feel the same way. I mean, I came in and too, like, especially if you've been around for a little bit, you probably play with somebody that's on that team or against somebody a lot. So you kind of you feel you have that sense to where you're like, oh, okay, I'm familiar with this guy. Like me, I mean, Neil Walker. Like I played with Neil, so you know when I came in, it was like, all right, well, I just gravitated towards him because it was just like, well, that's my old teammate. And, you know, you just have those experiences, and it makes it easier. And too, I think with me being traded before that, and I think it definitely made it easier with everybody. And everybody's cool. Everybody's, you know, cool to get along with. I was excited to meet everybody, get to know everybody. And I was like, man, I was pumped up. You know, I was like, I want to get acclimated.
Yeah.
And, you know, get to know one person. You know, it's not going to happen overnight, but, you know, you just want to talk to everybody so you get to know them more on a personal level.
I think, too, like us, we were excited. Like, we were going to Oakland. He was in San Francisco, and everybody's like, nah, we need him today. You know? I saw him that morning coming in. I was like, I know it was a long flight, but, dog, we need your ass today.
Right? Yeah, I was barely waking up, man. I was like, yeah, we were sitting. I was in San Francisco, and they called and said, hey, you know, well, you got traded. And I was like, they are in New York.
and we coming to Oakland.
Back to Oakland in 2 days. maybe Cashman will just be like, hey, just stay there, man. Pack up. And I was like, nah, that's not gonna happen. He was like, yeah, if we can get you here tomorrow. I'm like, okay. Get there.
So you literally came for a day and then headed back.
Flew right back.
Flew right back.
Oh, that's great.
Then we had the long road trip, and then we got back. I'm like, all right, finally, we're home.
Yeah.
And that was like 5 a.m, but we was here.
That was a low-key, fantastic Brian Cashman imitation, by the way. Did you catch that in there? Like, doing Cashman's voice on the phone. That was good, man. You already got it down.
Yeah.
How does that
think about that?
Who calls you? Who calls you during a trade? Like, who's the first person you hear from?
GMs are the guys
Yeah.
because they're the ones that's in the middle of all of
Yeah.
that. So, I got called. They kept me in the loop. The GM
That's good.
from the San Francisco. He kind of kept me. He called in and let me know, hey, this is a possibility. Got, you know, a couple of teams calling. He wouldn't say specifically, or he say you got a team calling. Just let you know that we're getting things moving. So be expecting a call here, and I'll let you know yes or no. Oh, okay, cool. So like he let me know. He kept
That's
me in the
nice.
loop.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. That don't normally happen.
No.
Like that,
Not every organization works that way.
No, because they don't have to do that.
Yeah,
you know?
right.
Because the last thing you want is I'm sure from their end is to say, hey, this could happen, and then it doesn't happen, and then you're there like, hey, y'all try to get
Y'all trying to trade me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
So yeah,
Like, do you like me?
Yeah.
Do you want me?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I mean, you know, those guys were awesome over there. I mean, it was, you know, Bobby Evans. He was great over there. You know, we had a pretty good relationship. So I think that's kind of why he just kept me in the loop. And you know, so they called, and he called, let me know I got traded, and then Cashman called me up, and yeah.
And you talked in that voice that you just did.
We need you to get to New York.
That is great. By the way, one of my childhood buddies was your second baseman in San Francisco. He struggled a little this year, but Joe Panic.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, that's my guy,
Joe,
man.
Joey
yeah.
PP.
Yeah, that's it, man. Let's just say I struck out a lot more than him when we played together. It was just a little bit different. Just a tad bit. You know what I've noticed watching Andrew already, and they actually did a funny thing on Yes the other night about this. you pimp the hell out of your walk.
Oh, we love it. We love it. Hey, we finally got somebody here that pimps the walk better than Hicksy.
That's right,
With the
man.
backflips, we love it. We love it. We had this conversation.
Yeah, I was talking to my wife the other day. I was like, you know what I should do? I should get a camera crew together, and I should just like talk about the certain type of walks that I do.
Yes.
And make fun of it.
You should, man.
I was like, because I don't notice it until like after I do it. After
But
I
you
do
just
it,
in it, though, yeah.
I'm in it. Then boom, it happens, and I'm going to front. I'm like, I shouldn't have did that. But yeah, I mean, why not? Shoot, you
But it get everybody fired up, though. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Especially a big part of the game. You know, if it's a walk that gets the team going, or it could.
The one in Oakland was huge. The one in Oakland got us going. Yeah, bases loaded.
Yeah, like, let's go. So you get pumped up. It's like, man, you worked that bad, and they got some dude throwing 98,
Everybody.
sing. It's like, you ain't supposed to get on base with that. So, yeah, why not?
I love that. I absolutely and I could see now when Andrew gets to like a 3-ball count, I could see all you guys just like maybe anticipating, waiting to see like, is he gonna walk? I hope he walks.
Oh man, yeah,
It's got to be a big spot though.
Yeah,
exactly.
It got to be big because if it's like lead off the game, like, all right, whatever.
You just toss it aside.
But if it's a big part, like, all right, let's go. Back goes, elbow guard goes. I'm like trying to get the Velcro off the leg. So I get stuck sometimes. Like, dog, I can't even pimp this one like I want to. Drop it.
Oh, it's terrific. So now Hicksy's got to step up his game.
He got to step it up. He got the little bat flip. It don't work no more.
Oh, no, that's it.
The bat flip don't work no more.
He needs more. Now, Andrew, you were a 3-sport athlete in high school, right? I mean, how good of a wide receiver were you in high school?
Pretty good because I wasn't tall.
Yeah,
not tall. So I had to use everything else to get open, to get away. So I was pretty good.
You had D1 offers, right?
So the funny story, I got drafted, and then not even like a couple hours later, my high school football coach at the time, he calls me and goes, "Hey, I know this is a long shot, but just let you know, Miami called."
Thanks.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they're talking about full ride. I'm like, okay.
You got drafted in the first round too, right?
Yeah, I'm like, okay, that's cool. Yeah, he's like, I just wanted to let you know, like, okay, yeah, I'm not, no.
Too late. No, thank you.
So yeah, but that was it. That was the only call I got from coach. Or
that's legit though. That's Miami.
Yeah, supposedly. But I definitely, everyone gets letters and stuff like that. But I started playing after my sophomore year, so I only played for 2 years.
In high school, you played for 2 years.
I played for 2 years,
and you still got that offer then. Mm-hmm. That's crazy.
That's what you get when you run a 4-1, 4-2.
So the thing was, it was just because we had a guy. He was older than me. That went to our high school. His name was Jamel Cornelius, and he ended up going to University of Florida. Won a couple of championships there, and Zook, who was the head coach there at the time, came to a practice. Jamel, we all ran on in track and field. So I beat Jamel in the 4x1. Oh, not 4x1, but the 100 meter. And so Zook, word got out, and he basically was like, "You beat him?" Like, yeah. He's like, "All right, well, we'll keep an eye on him."
We need that speed down here.
So I guess that's kind of how it started, but it was all because of the guy that got his scholarship and went to UF because of it. So.
Did you play basketball all the way through too?
No.
You stopped playing basketball.
I did track, football, baseball. I didn't do basketball because.
Oh, so you did because track and baseball at the same time?
Yeah, but and
coaches make exceptions when you're really good at both, though. Right?
Basketball and baseball is at the same time too at our high school. So I could. I had to kind of choose, and like, all right, well, you can't do basketball because. We had a decent basketball team, so they were like, we can't have you missing. District games or, all this. So I was like, all right, well, I can't do basketball, So I just stuck with track. I didn't run all the events. I just went to the important ones in track.
Okay.
So the ones we had to qualify, I made sure I went to those. So, but then after that year, we won states in 4x100. And so they came out and was like, you have to go to at least 4 regular meets to qualify to go to the qualifiers or whatever. So like I couldn't run track after that either.
So it was done.
Yeah.
The
track
baseball thing, it worked out though. So it worked out. It went okay. Did you ever do track across country? I just had to ask.
Cross country, get the fuck out of here. What the fuck you
I just had to ask. Now, Andrew, I have heard, and you know, maybe it's been on display a little bit, that you have an outstanding singing voice. Is this true? Can you sing? Little bit?
I ain't gonna say nothing.
Little bit?
A little bit. My mom can really sing.
Because she sang the national anthem before, right?
Yeah, she did. She did the wild card game.
Oh, that's dope.
Sang that, and then her dad sang too. So he had like a little group, kind of like the Temptations type group, and so like he toured with his little group, and they went all around. So that's how she got musically involved, and I used to always be around her all the time, and so yeah, that's where that falls into play. But yeah, I sing a little bit.
And now is when you display that for us, right?
I already knew the way he answered the first time he went fucking sing.
You don't want to do like an R2C2 hook for us at some point?
Nope.
So, you know what? What is that feeling like, though, when you're on the field? You're getting ready for the wild card game, and your mom's singing the national anthem.
Man, it was wild. It was wild. We were like, I was like, man, this is cool, man. You got your mom saying you getting ready for this one game playoff, you know, and then I got pumped up.
I was about to say, I got you hyped, right?
Yeah, you get so hyped up. I was so hyped up. We lost, but I got so hyped up. Prior to that, I was like, man, that's cool because, I mean, I think about her and, you know, basically what she probably, everything she has been through. I mean, from having me like in high school and going through all that, and then knowing she has a, you know, not trying to be biased, but knowing she has a really good singing voice. And knowing, you know, she never really, because of where we're from, she didn't get any opportunities, you know, being young and growing. And so finally she got to go on this stage to showcase, you know, her talent. And I was like, man, that's
really cool.
That's a great gift that you can do for her, too. You know what I'm saying? Like being able to do that for her. That's awesome.
You know, I was like, so now she can, you know, she can live with, and she can watch that for the rest of her life. You know, I was like, that was dope. I like that.
Most people don't get the opportunity. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
Right. Yeah. No, that is, and that perspective is awesome. Like she never was in the place to be discovered like that, and now after all these years, she gets to perform.
Yeah, and that was cool, man. I mean, for me, that's when you start looking at things from a bigger perspective, you know, and you go, yeah, we lost, but you know, dang, look what my mom, she has that memory for the rest of her life. You know, I got that for the rest of my life. You know, you start looking at it on that perspective. It's like, I mean, the game's important, and you're not gonna play baseball forever. But you know, you have your family. You know, God willing.
Yeah.
For you know, longer than you play baseball.
And that memory will last forever. You know, you guys have both participated in these wild card games. Since it's what's the adrenaline like for that game? How you've had them in Pittsburgh, you know, you experienced it at Yankee Stadium. Does it feel like its own separate entity when it comes to the playoffs compared to what these other playoff games?
It's all the same.
Yeah,
it's all the same. I mean, it's. I mean, once you get into the playoffs, like it's so intense and I don't know. I mean, the game against Minnesota just felt like it could have been another game against Cleveland. It's all the same. You have to win them. You know what I mean? Like you have to win every one of them. But
even like the one game like that, it doesn't feel any different than an ALDS like game one when you know you got a little cushion.
What cushion?
Well,
ain't no cushion, dog.
It is
we don't have to. We don't want to have to win 3 straight. Go down 0-2 and win.
You don't want to do that again this year.
You don't want to do that. No, we want to win them all. I think you approach every playoff game like a 1-game playoff. I think that's how you feel.
Yeah,
that's how I feel anyway.
Is that how you feel too, Andrew?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, you know, you got to win. You know, you got to win. You one game, I get it, but yeah, every playoff game matters. You know, you're not trying to lose, even if it's a 5 out of 5, best out of 5. You know, you're like, no, we got to win. So you know, you treat it just like one game. You know, every one game is just as important. And I mean, for me, I had never. The first playoff game was the wild card game. I had never experienced a playoff game.
Right.
So for me at that time, I'm like, yeah, you know, this is hype. You know, everybody is 20 years of losing, and you know, one game. I was like, Yeah.
And it was home, right?
Yeah.
And you
But
guys
if y'all
won the
would have won
first
that
time,
game,
right?
it don't turn down is what I'm saying.
It
don't turn down.
Because
It's
then
all the same.
Because then you guys played St. Louis and lost in 5?
Yeah, lost in game 5. But, I mean, it was literally the same vibe, after that. We left Pittsburgh and went to St. Louis. It was like, man, our crowd was way loud. It was just kind of one of those, but, you got to win.
Yeah.
It's kind of the way you look at it for sure.
Was it that was the first wild card game, right? Too. That was the first year of it when you got. It wasn't the first year of it when you guys.
First year wild card was
13. No,
12 or
12.
12 was the first.
Because 12 was the first year because we played Baltimore as the wild card because
Baltimore had won their
the division.
game.
They won the division.
Oh yeah,
it was before they had the 1-game playoff. And then we got in as the wild card.
Yeah, but that was before the 1-game playoff.
So 2013 was the first
year of the.
13 was the first year.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I think 13 was
because
the first.
I'm pretty sure we won the wild card in 2012.
You did. That's right. No, you know what? You won the division. It still may be the case, but you won the division, and it was that weird schedule where you got to pick if you guys wanted to start at home.
No, we didn't pick. They just flipped it because it was about to be.
But you remember you guys played games 3, 4, and 5 at home.
Yeah,
the first two were in
it was just that
Baltimore.
1 year that they did it like that. We didn't get to pick it like that.
Oh, okay. It just worked out like that.
Year,
but it was weird. Like the team with home field advantage actually played games 3, 4, and 5.
So that's maybe why I'm thinking we won the wild card.
You won the division that year though. But now. Andrew, first of all, your Instagram's fantastic. It's wonderful following. I love.
I watched the videos this morning.
It's great, man. Now, do you do you have a philosophy behind because now there's big time social media strategy jobs. So
is it? Well, you have.
I've told you about this. Yeah,
he's trying to school me on it. I have no idea.
One of my boys is he's a manager, and he's like, I'm telling you, if you want to grow your following, this is it. And I'm like, I really don't care, but I understand if you're going to do it and you want to be effective, whatever.
Yeah.
Do you have a philosophy behind it?
No. I wing it.
That's the best way, though, right?
Yeah. It's by far the best way to do it because that's when it becomes, funny if you want it to be funny or whatever. So I literally, the way it started, I was going on the road and I'm never on Instagram. I was never on Instagram, never went on it. I just had it because someone was like, hey, you need it. I was like, oh, okay. So I never was on it. And then my wife was like, you going to have an off day in Seattle? This was months ago. Like, you going to have an off day in Seattle? You don't have anything to do. You should just make stories. And I was like, nah. What am I talking about? I don't talk about. I'll be talking on the phone. I was like, nah, I don't want to do that. She's like, I think it would be funny. All right,
so this is all new thing. This is all this year.
Yeah. So I was like, all right. So I started just making videos. I was like, hey, what's up? About to just make some videos about my day. And so that was how it started.
People eat that shit up, though.
They do, man. They love it.
Man, it's crazy.
It.
And I was just literally walking and talking the whole time. Walking, talking, and going. I was like, man, I need to do this. I need to go get some, I need to go to the store and grab a couple things that I don't have. And I was just kind of doing that. And I got some positive feedback from it. And people was like, you should make some more videos. I'm like, all right. I made some more videos.
Well, it made the group chat a couple weeks ago. I forget who it was, but maybe it was Siegel, whoever was asking, hey, did Cutch get his luggage?
Twitter. Yeah. That's when I got on it. That's when I got on your videos with the luggage day, which was terrible. Who wants to spend an off day in the room, dog?
So what happened? Your luggage just never made it to wherever you guys were?
Well, it did. It made it went to the stadium.
Yeah.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Oh,
I got to my room that night. We got in, and I was tired. I was like, man, I'm not calling for my bag. Normally we just wait for our bags, call them up. So I'm not calling. I don't need my bag. I call in the morning. So I went to sleep. I woke up the next day. Can I have my bag? All right. 15 minutes passed, no phone call. 25 minutes passed, no phone call. I call back. Yeah, we're looking for you. We can't find it. We're not sure. We'll call you back once we figure something out. Hour passed, 2 hours, nothing. So that's when I started making them. All right. Can't find my luggage.
I would have been raising hell. I would have been going crazy.
I literally was about to. And the funniest thing about it, and it kind of went over a lot of people's heads, is I'm complaining that I don't have clothes. And then my sister was like, "What you wear last night?" I'm like, Oh yeah, that's
Gotcha.
right. Oh yeah, I can wear that. Yeah, that's right. I can wear that. And like I wasn't even thinking about it because I was spuming because I was like, I don't even want to wear the same thing I wore last night. I wasn't even thinking about it. Yeah, so
did you end up like going out and getting things or anything like that, or the bags eventually got there?
My bags got there at 8 p.m. that night.
No!
But I wore my dress shirt and my pants and dress shoes, and I went walking around, and I was like, I'm not about to go buy some. I don't need no more stuff. So I was like, I'm not about to go buy some clothes just because I don't have my suitcase. So I was like, nope, not doing it. So I started walking around, and that was bad too. I had on all black.
Oh, but it was hot that day.
It was hot. Oh, so bad. I was sweating.
That was the one day it was hot in Seattle.
Oh no!
I was about to pass out because I didn't eat. I barely had anything to eat that day because I had plans to go somewhere to a restaurant and get something. And the restaurant I was going to, I couldn't find it.
Wait, what kind of day was this?
I don't know. It was just, I don't know.
You couldn't find. So once you couldn't find the restaurant, you just tapped out. That's
I tapped out. I was like, I got there and I was like, today ain't my day. So. Yeah, I'm gonna go back.
Go ahead and
so
just get some room service,
I was like, I'm just going back and room service. And I was like, no, I need to get something to eat because I'm really about to pass out. I was probably 10 minutes away from passing out. Okay, it was 3:00. I was like, I hadn't had one thing to eat.
That's hard to find that you couldn't find a place to eat in Seattle. Though.
Yeah, because I was out on
food's good.
on market.
Okay.
I was on market, kind of just walking, and I was like. I was looking for that. It was in market somewhere, and I couldn't find it.
Always hard to find in the market. Yeah,
because it kind of goes down.
Yeah.
So I literally went in, down, around. I couldn't find it, and so by the time I came back up, I was like, all right, I'm just leave. I'm gonna go back. I just grabbed something, and it was like a little French bakery, and I went in there and grabbed like a little piece of bread or something, and I ate it, and that was it. Made it back.
Did you stop at the Polish bakery place?
I know what you're talking about. No.
What's it called?
I don't know what the name of
it's
it
like
is.
Maroshki.
I don't know what the name of the place is.
Okay, got you. Yeah, you know that place though, right there.
That's the spot, bro.
That thing is fantastic.
Yeah.
It's a double name. It's the same name twice. That's what I know.
It might
the name
be just Maroshki, bro. Yeah,
I think that's what it is.
And I get the donuts.
Maroshki.
That's what I get the donuts every day.
Yeah. So I
at
never
the end of the market right there, those fresh donuts every day.
Oh man, I had never had them before, and C was nice to get me some when we were in Seattle. Those things were unbelievable, man.
And they make them fresh right there.
Oh, that's a great food city. It is an amazing food city. So. Andrew, you got to tell us a story. So, and correct me if I'm wrong, but you proposed to your now wife on Ellen, right? Mm-hmm. That takes some stones. Mm-hmm. How'd that generate? Like,
I wanted to propose to my wife. I had a few plans, and so my PR guy at the time, he knew that I wanted to do it. So he asked me like randomly one day. He's like, "Hey, I know you've been wanting to propose to your wife. I got an opportunity on Ellen if you want to do it." And I was like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah, if there's something you want to do." I was like, "Yep." I was like, "I don't even want to think about it." I was like, "Yeah, let's do it." And so, we flew out, and I was like, "Well, how am I going to tell?" My girlfriend at the time, like, how am I going to tell her we're flying all the way out to be on Ellen? Like, what am I going to tell her? The reason why I'm on Ellen?
Yeah,
why is Andrew on Ellen? Like, I was like, man. He was like, just tell her, you guys made it to the playoffs for the first time. You won an MVP, and that's the reason you're on. They just want to, talk about it. I was like, you think that'll work? He's like, yeah, it'll work. She won't even think about it. I was like, all right. So that's what I told her.
Did she buy it? Did she buy that? That's why you were going on?
She was just like, she didn't even care actually why I was going on the show. She was just like, it's Ellen. So she
gotta go.
She was like, let's go. I was like, oh, all right, well, fine. Do you want to know why we're going? No? Okay. Didn't even care. So yeah, we went out and I did it.
What'd you do? Now, how'd you actually do it on Ellen?
I have to watch. I blacked out. So, yeah.
Man,
so
that's a rough.
Nerve-wracking.
What? Are you kidding me?
Oh man, I haven't experienced it
Okay,
yet,
well, if you do,
yeah.
I'm just.
I will black out.
Be prepared. It's like nothing you ever experienced. You know what I'm saying?
You practicing, just practicing alone, you're going to start sweating.
Yeah.
Wow.
Nah, I mean, you be by yourself, start practicing, you start sweating.
Just trying to get out what you want to get out.
Yeah. Even saying, will you marry me is going to be hard to say for some reason.
Alone
by yourself. Like literally, it's tough, man. I don't know why.
You got the ring in your pocket. You keep checking it. You know what I'm saying?
Make sure that thing's still there, right?
Yeah, I had no idea.
So when you're on Ellen, is the ring in your pocket as you're sitting there on the set?
Oh yeah.
And where's your wife sitting?
I have tight pants.
So it's cutting into your thigh. Yeah,
that's my phone. I got on, went on stage. They told me that Ellen would ask me a few questions about the team, and then she would kind of segue into it. Do you have a girlfriend? Yeah, and then they would play this video, and she would come down. So I was like, okay, cool. So I guess I was so nervous and Ellen noticed that I was nervous that she asked one question about the baseball thing, and then she was like, so do you have a girlfriend? I was like, in my mind, I was like, you thought you're supposed to ask me like a couple more questions. Two more questions. Like, like the whole time she's trying to help me out, and I'm like, no, like ask me a couple more questions so I can breathe. But yeah, so she just went right to it, and I was like, yeah, she's up there. and then they put it on her, and then they turned the lights down, cued the video, and then we're like watching the video, and I'm just sitting there like trying to go over the lines in my head, like, okay, I'm gonna say this.
That's so much pressure. That's so much pressure.
Ellen's over there. She's trying to keep me like not getting too nervous. Like she's gonna freak out when she finds out. I was like, I'm freaking out right now, Ellen.
And what's on the video that's playing then?
It was a video I made.
Okay.
With a video crew. So it was just a video of me and talking about the season, and it kind of turned into talking about her, and then she didn't even know that
as she's watching the video.
She's kind of watching like, oh, that's nice, like she had no clue. She told me, she said she had no clue until the video ended that I was about to propose to her.
That is hilarious. So she comes down and then you boom, get on the knee right then.
No, I talked to her a little bit. Said a few lines.
Do you remember what you wanted to say?
I remember. Yeah, I remember what I said. But I don't remember what I said. So I don't. I have to go back and look at it. But
let me tell you something, bro. Yeah. Don't do that. That's fucking nerve-wracking right there, bro.
My heart's pumping, thinking about what I said.
Oh man,
it's already hard enough, and then you do it on TV. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Did I ever ask you how'd you propose to Amber?
It was supposed to be a big thing like that. I was supposed to do this big thing. My dad had the camcorder. I was going to do it on Christmas Eve because we celebrate Christmas Eve at the house, and my pop's still alive, so I had this whole plan going through it, whatever. So I'm getting in the shower. We're about to have our Christmas dinner, whatever. So I get out the shower. I got the ring in my pocket. Like, I'm freaking the fuck out. Like, I don't know what to do. Like, I don't know where to put it. And then she walked in the room, and I just did it right there.
Oh, my gosh,
and
really?
Everybody was pissed. She walked in, I got on the knee, I was like, man, we ready? Right there. And I was like, I couldn't do the whole family. It was freaking me out. I hadn't slept for a week.
Oh my God.
I hadn't slept for a week. So I'm like, she literally walked in the room and I was like, got down on the knee. Like,
that is terrific. What's your dad say then? When
he was pissed. My mom was pissed. My dad was so mad, man.
Oh my gosh.
And now I wish I would have had it on camera. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
you want that
my
moment.
My father's passed away and all that stuff, so it would have been cool, but I couldn't handle it, man. I couldn't handle it. And I know you a lot like me, so don't do it in public, bro.
Exactly. I'm telling you. I'm going to be sweating like crazy. No chance, man. Oh, my gosh. Those are amazing stories, man.
Trying so hard to be normal, but you're not normal.
No, that's not a normal moment. Right, exactly.
They know something's up. They always know something's up. They don't know what. They know something's up, though.
And when you get caught with the ring, then it's like...
I didn't really get caught. I was just like, I had to do it right then. Like, that was the moment.
That is incredible, man. Andrew, besides being a phenomenal proposal artist, I know you actually also you draw, right? I mean, I've seen some of your how regularly are you? Is that part of what you do? Is that like a hobby or just like
not really?
No.
No.
You can do it though.
Yeah.
You're good at it.
Yeah, I used to do it a lot. Years ago, I used to always do it, but then I kind of got away from it, and now I don't really have time because you got a kid and stuff. So, but I mean, if I'm like on the road, I used to sketch a little bit, but yeah, I really don't do it as much as I used to. I mean, if I get an ask or something, hey, can you do this? I was like, yeah, I'll try it.
That's something you always did? Like as a kid, you always been able to draw?
I always drew, and then in high school, I drew a lot, and so, I was just like, all right, yeah. And it's more just sketching, and I don't really like...
This is yours, right?
Yeah.
Now, look at this.
Oh, that's sick.
Legit,
yeah,
man.
It is.
Yeah, some guy on Twitter asked me if I could draw the old Pirates logo.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right. So I was in the hotel. I was at the Fister in Milwaukee.
I can see the fit.
Oh, the
don't
Fister
tell
is
this guy
hard,
about the Fister, man.
That's why I said I got to do things to not think about it. So
there's no ghost here. There's no ghost here.
Yeah, so I just grabbed the pen real quick, and I started.
Wow.
I started just real quick, and I was like, "It's all right." And
Dude, that's legit, man.
Yeah, but I just do it just for fun, every now and then.
Have you talked to Didi at all yet about his artwork?
Yeah.
He is.
Didi's phenomenal.
He is phenomenal,
Didi,
man.
and he's always on it. And Didi does a lot of graphic stuff too, like with the computer and a lot of videos and stuff like that. He does too. He's dope at that.
Yeah,
he's
good. Do it on his cleats and all that.
Yeah, exactly. I've told this story before, actually on air during a broadcast. But a couple of years ago in the off season, he spent 2 weeks with our Yankees on Demand crew.
Yeah, he was interning.
Yeah, he just wanted to learn all the video editing and everything, and was getting there every day. Like, it wasn't like he was just coming in for 30 minutes. He really wanted to learn that stuff.
I wish I had time to do that type of shit.
I did that.
You got 4 kids, bro.
Yeah, you got no time for none of that.
You ain't got time to spend 2 weeks here fucking doing videos.
No, I did it in the middle school. I was in the middle school TV production and high school TV production class. I did that. But it's kind of fun.
Well, like C, that will be waiting for you when your baseball career is done.
Yeah.
Would you want to do that?
I don't know yet. I don't know, because I always my wife always asks me, like, you think you'd get into something like that? I was like, I don't know yet. I don't know. Maybe. Would
you want to do like front office type stuff, or
Yeah, I don't know. Like I think I think I want to do something that when I say hitting for instance, for me, like, I like looking at video. I love watching video of other people. So if somebody's struggling, I love to go in and figure it out. So I that's kind of like one of the things I love to do. So I think that'd be like something that I would like to do. Whoever it's for, like, just trying to help break down somebody who they feel is struggling and they just need to get out of it. They don't really know what to do to help them. All right, cool. Let me try and see if I can break something down, because I feel like I got a different way of breaking it down for other guys, as opposed to saying, hey, your hands, your legs, your feet,
you got a different way of communicating. Yeah, for
just
sure.
Communicate, because a lot of guys are visual. A lot of guys need a visual to be like,
you show me something, I can do it. You tell me, like, do this. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
But if you get on the mound and show me, I can mimic it. You know what I'm saying?
That's so interesting.
Yeah.
And it almost sounds like to me you could potentially carve out like a Hakeem Olajuwon role. We've seen him, how he has trained all these post players, right? He's not specific to any one team. It's not like he's, the
guys
post
just
coach.
go down there and
guys
see
go down there.
Shit
clinic.
costs a lot of money, too, though. You can charge a lot
$100K a
of
week,
money.
man. That shit's $100K a week, and these guys do it, man. But you could be like the hitting doctor for whoever wants to come.
Could maybe.
Yeah, that's a cool idea.
Yeah.
TV stuff would be fun.
You would be great at that too.
TV would be fun, and I think I would like to be like maybe in front of a camera somewhere at some point. But I just don't think I could just sit there and talk about baseball all the time. I just feel like
it's like you like different topics.
Yeah, man, different
topics, different just whatever.
Yeah.
Like, if we just talk like how we are right now, that would be cool. That'd be fun.
So
I keep telling them they need to do Best Damn Sports Show. Remember that show?
Man.
Like that, just round table, just sitting around, nobody in the suit, just guys talking about sports and hanging out and doing fun shit.
R2C2 Productions is in the works, Andrew.
That's it.
Don't worry. You're going to
join
be on it, man.
That's
it. But you know what? That's what it's actually the last thing I actually was thinking I wanted to ask you before you guys have to get out of here and do your other responsibilities.
You got a real job.
Yeah,
bro.
you do. I know. You really do. But was about kind of how you develop stars in baseball, because you both are smart, insightful dudes who have great personalities, and you have, through your first and foremost performance on the field, and then secondly the way you've engaged fans and your personalities, you have become stars beyond just your performance on the field, right? And I got a lot of attention earlier this year when Rob Manfred talked about Mike Trout needing to do that, right? And people always talk about baseball and say, well, how do you develop more stars? How do you get out? Is that important? Like, do you think that's important for the game that guys, whether it's a platform like this where clearly we're talking about things just to get to know you, right? It's not breaking down X's and O's of baseball or whatever platforms it are. Is that stuff important, you think, for your sport to have guys get out there and show their personalities more than they have in the past traditionally?
I think it is for sure. I think you just look at the NBA and I think it's different. I think we need to use our stars in our ads for, the people that use Major League Baseball. I think, the NBA does a great job of putting everybody in the State Farm commercials. And you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like the people that sponsor the NFL, their stars are in those commercials. I don't think we do a good job of that, and I mean, we try to do different things, other platforms, Instagram, things like that to try to, promote yourself. But I think, Major League Baseball can help us too at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the same, just exactly what he's saying. I mean, in order for people to get to know you, the only way they get to know you is on these platforms to where, besides social media, I mean, you can get in commercials, people get to know you like that in that matter, in that aspect. I do think it's important for us to lead by an example and have an example, but you can't expect someone just because they are a great player to want that responsibility, because everybody's different. There could be a guy who is like a Mike Trout, but he's fine with where he's at, and that's okay. Nothing wrong with that. You accept that. That's just the way that guy may want to be. But there's also other people who want to be out there.
I was getting ready to say that. There's other guys that want to do it. It don't have to be Mike Trout. No. Mike Trout is a star just because he's going to be a star.
Yeah. Because of the way he plays. Right.
Yeah. I mean, so you need other guys to promote the game. I was watching TV today, and Juju Smith was in a Pizza Hut commercial. How many people know Juju Smith? It's his second year.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like we need to start getting Gleyber Torres and these commercials and different things to start getting these guys national platforms.
Yeah, these guys, you do it. That's when you get the attention. That's when these things will start to change. I feel like, that's when it'll be good.
Andrew, this was terrific. We could keep you all day. We'll have to do another one at some point with you.
Sure.
Once you guys go win that championship, we'll do a nice long episode to recap. How about that?
Who's going to charge you then?
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem.